Hi, this is MC of Healthy by George. I come to you every Sunday and Thursday. Please think about subscribing. I talk about my weight loss journey on Sundays. And Thursdays, I talk about things that are helping us live longer, healthier, and keep ourselves functional into our older years.
Welcome to Healthy by George. I want you to know that this is for informational purposes only, and it should not be considered as medical advice, nor does it have anything related to my employer. So it's always best for you to check with your own medical provider before you do anything that I recommend or for any medical treatments. So please join me, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
So as we know, this month is about Alzheimer's Awareness Month. And one of the things I want to focus on during this episode is the key issue around emotional stability and stress reduction. So what helps us with those two things? Emotional stability can be difficult. We're going through some challenging times. And I think that we don't have enough. I think as we get older, we lose connection with our long-term friends, or some people moved away. I know that's the case for me. I have friends that moved away. And also, too, being in New York, everyone is busy. So trying to make time and be intentional for people who you want to include in your life is not simple. And doing things where you can keep a social network surrounding you, helping you with physical and your mental health, it really makes a difference in your life. Having a social network helps you with having some sense of emotional stability, or at least when things become challenging, you're able to go and talk to supportive friends or family. You feel safe. You have a place where you can share your feelings and thoughts without judgment and basically be heard. It also helps reduce that feeling of being alone, and that you're alone in your emotional stress, or you're alone in whatever you're ever having to cope with. And knowing that you have a supportive relationship, even if it's a handful of people, the key is that you engage with them. That's the key. Having things where people know that you are challenged with things, it helps you feel more resilient. You have a place that you can go and just maybe air some feelings. Maybe you don't feel like your thoughts and ideas are as accurate as you think they are. Or you need someone else just to hear you out about a circumstance or situation. Or you need a sounding board for things that you're feeling challenged by. I know for me, I have felt so fortunate. This whole surgery issue of me having a complete hysterectomy, late October, and still feeling challenged with my healing process, knowing that I have my partner who's checking in on me, knowing that I have dear friends and family checking in on me, knowing that I have a supportive medical team checking in on me has been tremendous. And it helps me find ways to manage and deal with the hardship that shows up. Like today, I felt very energetic during the first part of the day, and darn if noon didn't come and I crashed. It was horrible. And if you've never really experienced this kind of intensive fatigue, which this is, I'm going to tell you, this fatigue is profound. It's like my mind isn't working, my body isn't working, nothing is working. And if I really gave in to this, it wouldn't give me the courage to keep trying to go out, to walk, to keep getting up in the morning and not sleep in, to keep working as much as I can and engaging in the things that are meaningful to me. And I'm doing that because of my social support. I have people who are encouraging me, and they're helping me keep in mind that when you have as much anesthesia as I had for this surgery, you're going to go slow and have to recover very slowly. I don't think we realize how much anesthesia really does impact our bodies. And so I think I was in surgery for maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. But knowing that I have social support in family and friends and coworkers and a medical team, it gives me improved mental health. I have a sounding board. I have friends who listen to me complain about this circumstance and reassure me. And then it helps me reassure myself. So, how do we find a way to get emotional support for ourselves? I remember a time right around 2020 where emotional support for myself went into the black hole. So many people left New York, and I truly felt like, where did all of my brunch friends go? And it really took some intentional actions. And I think also, too, this idea of sending out a feeling of connection to similar minded people, going to networking kinds of meetings, or reaching out to someone where you have a common interest. I know for me, the Three Ladies podcast, it started as an accountability group. And there was a kernel of friendship that was there because we have a common interest in writing and in also wanting to achieve bigger things for ourselves. And truly, through this constant reaching out, sharing, being there for each other, really deep friendships have formed. And I think that can happen if you find someone where there's a kernel of similar interests, similar ideas, similar struggles, or even someone just who listens well to what you're doing. Sometimes listening is such a wonderful skill to bring to a friendship. Deep listening, where you're really capable of hearing everything that person is saying and at least supporting them in, I think, telling them you hear them, that you understand, that you can't possibly know how it feels, but you're here for them. Sometimes that's all you need to hear is, I'm here for you. I know for me, it's hard for me to ask for help. I've always struggled with that. And I'm learning more and more that it's okay to plan help. And during this surgery process, that's what I've done. I've planned help. I've planned help for my care for my little dog, who is something that I care for so much. I've planned help for me in the home so that I know that I have support and help here in the home. I have my partner. He is so tremendously sweet and kind and affectionate and reassuring. Sometimes we need just simple reassurance that comes through a hug or a smile. So, how are you cultivating a social network for yourself? I know that this is never a simple task. Perhaps you look at community events. Is there a local spiritual community that you could connect with? It doesn't have to be a church. It can be just a meditative group, or it could be just something that's like-minded. But church isn't bad either. Some of the churches out there are wonderful, and they can be a really good source of community, but you must feel aligned in the spiritual practices that are offered by that church. I know as a singer, I was always going to multiple denominations, and so I embrace all kinds of denominations and all kinds of spiritual practices. My husband, when he was alive, he was someone who exposed me to Santeria, which is a Cuban kind of mixture of sort of African religion or spiritual practices and Catholicism. I was really it was curious. Okay, Mr. Pete. So my dog is telling me to wrap it up. Okay, we're going to go. He's telling me, let's go. It's time to finish. So think about ways that you can incorporate more social activities in your life. Don't give up on social support, even if you feel like the friends and family that you have had in your life are really not on the same page as you. There are always people who are on the same page as you. It just takes a matter of seeking them out, keeping them in mind, and having some really wonderful discussions. I think you'll get there. I know I have. So be well, my friends. And remember, we have this one special life. Live intentional. Let's preserve our brains by incorporating a larger social network for ourselves, because that is really what's going to help us with our thinking as we get older. Bye-bye.
So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.